Okay, so we're gonna talk about using your watercolor right now. So everybody should have had a pack of watercolors in their essential area kit. And inside that, you should have a skinny paintbrush that came with your watercolors and this thicker paintbrush that just came in your kit. It doesn't matter which you use, although if you're trying to fill in a big area, I would go with your thicker paintbrush, and if you're trying to get a smaller area, I would go with your thinner paintbrush. In order to watercolor, you're also going to need a cup of water. I am just using an old yogurt cup, and I only fill it up halfway. That way I don't spill anything, okay? So when you get your water cup, make sure that you only fill it up halfway. Then you're gonna get your paintbrush wet because it's watercolor and it needs water to get it to work. So I'm gonna get my paintbrush wet, and then I'm gonna decide on a color. I think I'm gonna do purple for right now. And I'm going to get some water in that watercolor. Notice how I'm using my paintbrush. I'm going with the bristles. I like to think of my paintbrush as a kitty cat. And I don't know if you guys have cats at home, but if you have ever tried to pet a cat and you didn't go with their fur, what happens? The cat bites you, right? Or gets really mad and scratches you. All right, so I like to think of my paintbrush the same way. If I don't go with the bristles, things go wrong. All right, hold that thought, Isla. So if I don't go with the bristles, things go wrong. So I like to think of my paintbrush as kind of like a kitty cat because I want to go with the bristles. I don't want to jam my paintbrush down in there. I don't want to swirl it around too hard. I just gently want to brush my bristles along the paint. Now, my paintbrush is also a ballerina. It's a little tiny, beautiful kitty cat ballerina because when I go to paint, I want my paintbrush to dance on its little twinkle toes. That's the very tip of your paintbrush. Okay, so I'm gonna paint and I'm gonna have my paintbrush dance on its twinkle toes. And you can see that I make really nice lines when my paintbrush dances on its twinkle toes. If I try to jam my paintbrush down, ooh, that doesn't look as good, does it? And look at my paintbrush. It's like that cat that bit you, right? It's not very happy. So if that happens, just get it wet and then very gently wipe the paintbrush off on the side. I like to think of this as the hot tub that my ballerina kitty cat gets to lounge in after it's done dancing. So I'm gonna get my paintbrush nice and wet and I'm gonna smooth it out, and look, it smoothed out all of my horrible, mean, I didn't do the right thing with my kitty cat stuff. All right, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna add more water, and then I can continue to paint. Now, if I wanna change colors, if I wanna stick with the same color and I run out of water, look what happens when I start to run out of water. It doesn't really get very much paint on there, does it? So if I wanna keep using the same color, I'm just gonna gently dip it and then go back to the same color. Notice I didn't wash my paintbrush off all the way, I just dipped it to get more water. That way I can keep painting. But if I want to change colors, I'm gonna take my ballerina kitty cat paintbrush and I'm gonna get it nice and cleaned off. I'm just gently tapping my paintbrush on the bottom of the cup, and then I'm going to slowly slide out like my ballerina kitty cat is sliding out of that hot tub. And then I can go to a new color. I'm gonna go to yellow. And you see, I cleaned it off all the way, so my yellow is not turning purple. My yellow is just getting wet. And then I can paint with my yellow. And if I need more water, I just dip it and I go back to my yellow and then I keep painting. All right, so now you know how to use the paintbrush the right way. You'll know what to do for finishing off your project. I'm gonna